All right, good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to the stream. We are about to get things rolling here. We got about 7 minutes to market opens, and we are just doing some quick market analysis before some quick charting before the market actually fully opens. If anybody watched the last few days, today's number three of our trading combine, trying to get funded, and the two uh, last 2 days have been pretty good. We are currently sitting at about, and we took 5 trades on day one, 4 trades on day two, and we've only lost one trade. So that's a pretty good deal. So 8 for 9. Today we need to make, we're $875 away from our, from passing our challenge. So that's kind of our goal today, looking at the charts and looking at what kind of money we're going to make today. Uh, so, but as everybody knows, so if anybody paid attention to the market yesterday, as you see on the charts, um, the market completely tanked, or at least the S&P tanked. I think there was a lot of speculation around the interest rate cuts. A lot of people were expecting about three interest rate cuts this year. And as time goes by, it gets further into the year. People are a little bit more and more skeptical about if we're going to be getting these rate cuts. So that just means people are pulling out of the market. Kind of a little recap yesterday. Things came. So we were. This is where we were yesterday. Trading. Actually, it was kind of more here. So things kind of gradually went up. Touched this line, came back down. Overall, our lines are pretty solid. I'm gonna delete some of these. Just trying to kind of refigure out. So we're on the 2 hour time frame. Again, we're just trying to get an idea how we're feeling. Um, Create our new lines. So we have our nice little zones here. Fell through here, came in here, came back up, kind of filled the zone, touched this level of resistance, and then fell through the level of support all the way down in the zone, fell out of the zone, fell out even more. So I just wanted to get kind of look at what things look like on a greater scheme because I didn't really pay attention to the end yesterday. I got done around, I think around like 11, 10:30, 11 o'clock, got my trade and called it a day. So all I know is I just happened to look at the charts like kind of later on in the evening just to see where everything ended up, and yeah, everything died off. Everything sold off. So I got our levels of resistance up here. This is still a good little level of resistance as well. And looks like everything is kind of falling down to this level. So we're gonna move this line to here. Seems like a more. So basically, yeah. So that's like a little level support here. Um, I don't know. I think since this big sell off, I don't know. I feel like everybody's gonna want to sell this off, sell everything off. I feel like we might just continue this ride because people are skeptical. So looking at pre-market, um, looks like we had a nice little double top right here. So I was going to take note of that. I need to start changing these colors so I know which what. So we're going to change this to, I guess it really doesn't matter. They're all levels of support resistance. As long as we know what's going on. Looks like on the 15 minute, looks like we tried to approach to being oversold, overbought, and then fell through. Looks like we possibly have a MACD cross. It's hard to tell on there, but it looks like it is about to cross down. Um, so I guess in a way, we're gonna be looking to favor the downside today. I think that just makes sense because if everything sold off like that, based on the news we had yesterday, then I don't think there's any reason for things to keep going up for now. At least until the market kind of gets back to a point where we're confident that rates are going to be cut, I think we'll be seeing things fall. See, as far as news goes, Friday 8:30. So news already came out at 7:30. Hourly wages, unemployment rate. Fed talks at 9:15, 8:15. That's so that already happened. Oh wait, that hasn't happened. Yeah, it has. So we have a couple speakers at 10. So we have a speaker at 8:15 that already happened. We have a speaker at 10, and we have a speaker at 11:15. So again, as always, our goal is to try to be done kind of before that 11:15 mark, anyways. So we're gonna go ahead and put a line there. This isn't always like just necessary, but just like visual to know that hey, there's some type of like event or news coming out right there to know, to kind of pay attention to. And then there's one. There's that's 15. Then we need to put one at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. There we go. Okay. So looking at the 15-minute, looks like we did get a MACD cross down, and then things are coming down. So again, good reason to kind of favor the downside. Market is close to being open. We got less than a minute. We can go down to the 5-minute time frame, see what we're looking at, see what if we see anything else. Ready to rock and roll. Yeah. Okay. All right. So now we're on the 5-minute. Okay, so it looks like we're kind of everything kind of trending down. But it looks like as of right now, this our slow moving average is acting as a nice level of support. Why is this yellow? When did I turn to this yellow? We're gonna change that. I'm gonna change. I don't know why, but I like it orange. I don't know when I turned it yellow. And we're gonna change this green one back to blue. We're gonna do blue. Oh, that's hard to see. We need a light. Need something a little bit lighter. Royal blue. All right, so we got our colors. So right now, uh, just because these are pretty tight, it's gonna take a second for us to decide what, like, kind of figure out what direction we're gonna go. Um, so one thing but a thing to notate is that again, a nice little pump up, touch this line, full retracement back, and then kind of coming back down. Try to come back up, couldn't quite get up there, push back down. So we're just gonna again probably favoring the downside here, but we do want to make sure we get a nice confirmation of it. Um, before fully playing into it. Market is now open. See what this thing does. See if we get a lot of volatility off rip. So one thing to pay attention to. So on the 5-minute, looks like MACD has turned around a little bit, so we could potentially play an upside move. Um, and then things, yeah, so things are curling up. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a nice little push up to this upside here, just initially, and then see if it can create either a new hot, if it can meet up here and reject, or if it's gonna break through here, which would be kind of surprising if everything recovers today. But crazier things have happened. Okay, let's look at this. So, all right, so things are kind of trending up right now on the 1 minute. Um, MACD is just moving up, RSI is moving up, and then fast moving average, the blue one is going to be is creating like a kind of a level of support. So what we'll be looking for is for this stuff to turn around. This wick right here is a kind of a nice sign that buyer stepped in, tried to push it up, couldn't quite really pull it up, and then the bears came in and kept it down. But what we're really paying attention to is this little trend here that's forming. That's the trend that we're kind of forming right now. What we need to see is this. I want to see this MACD curl a little bit, but since we came up and touched this, good point of rejection. If we wanted to take a short here, we could take a short, and basically our stop loss would be breaking above this trend line. So we could probably take a short. This would be a quick scalp. The only thing is like our moving average is relatively close, so the move won't be too big. We'd have to get a good amount of selling, like to really make a big move, but kind of wait this out, see what it does. See if MACD will curl. It could consolidate a little bit here, but looking at it's just things to notate as we get on lower and lower in time frames, just trying to figure out what kind of moves we can expect, where we think things can go. If this rejects off the trend line, I think we'll take a short position, see what it does. But as of right now, just the one thing to notate is so everything came down, but now everything looks like it's trending up. So before we fully go into a short position, we have to get a good feeling that it's going to be falling down, which that rejection is probably pretty good. We're going to wait to get a full idea. I want to see I want to see this MACD start have a little bit of curlage to it, meaning it's starting to show some downside chances. Um, if these get closer, what we're looking for is for these to get closer. The closer they are, that means again, obviously, closer we are to things possibly selling off. So that's what we're waiting for. Okay, so starting getting there. See if this candle will pump up a little bit. If it pumps up a little bit, we'll take a short position. Um, we may not get that pump up. I'd like to see it try to push up and try to push above this one right here. If it doesn't, uh, because then we'll have like low, a little bit lower, a little bit lower. So I'm gonna wait, let this thing work, see if it pumps up. We're gonna fall all the way down. I was just seeing wick all the way up. So we got a nice pull, close below there. Um, Looks like about to cross. So let's see if this thing pulls back just a little bit. Get ready to buy in. There we go. Wait for it to pump. Let's see if this thing reverses a little bit, pulls back. So that's it broke below that line. Let's see. Don't want to do is chase this. The question is it gonna have enough to pull all the way down to this level? I don't think so. So we're gonna try something different. We're gonna buy in, bid in, see if we can get this pullback. If it makes a full small loss. So the reason why I switched up here to go long is because this had a low, kind of rising up a little bit, raised up a little bit, raised up a little bit. So I think if we continue this small little uptrend, I think it'll be fine to go to the upside. So in a way, this one I feel like not fully against the oh wow, not fully against the trend. Ooh, ew, ooh, ooh. All right, took that loss. That was just dumb. That's okay. Let's recap on that. That's why we only do one contract at a time. All right, long, and watch it's gonna wick right back up, which is okay. So, all right, so we bought in entry. Well, it's gonna retrace all the way back. We should have held it. That was a $200 loss. Um, Unfortunately, we could have just held it. Um, but that's just me mitigating losses because if it didn't, we would have been screwed. We would have lost a lot more. So that goes to show you, it is possible to lose money in this, which it's gonna happen. It's perfectly normal. If I would have just waited it If I would have waited it out, been fine. But the thing is like that trade going long was against what the signals were showing, other than the fact that we were getting lower lows, um, or higher lows. So that little move down there was not unexpected, but just past the threshold of the fact that we didn't want to risk it and be out and lose all the money. But looks like we could have stayed in the trade. But hindsight's 2020, right? This is gonna be kind of a quicker one. We gotta cross up. We should have bought. Once we saw this thing going back up, we should have bought in. Let's see if it breaks out. I wonder if it'll try to test this line up here. I see reason for the trade. Um, Set higher lows. on 1 minute, slightly against. Dang. Okay. Lost 200. Now we're taking a long position. So that's 16 ticks that we lost. Dude, hold up. Hold up, wait a minute. Which is minus 4 points. So trade two, long, entry, 5221.50, Y, MACD cross, up, and broke trend line. So that's why we took this trade, which is pretty nice. So we got a full break on the trend line, pull back to the trend line, and now we're pushing back up. So I think we'd be pretty good. As long see if this thing continues going. I do remember on the higher time frames, like 5 minute, 15 minute, things were like oversold. So there's a good chance that we could see the things kind of trace back up to this line here. So we're just gonna let that work out. We're only in on one contract. See if we can get a break above this. If we break this level of support or resistance here, I mean, we could see this thing finish up and fill this gap, which would be nice. So we'll see what this thing does. Stay patient, relax, let things work. Gotta relax. Okay. So 5 minute, we got a cross good sign. I like that. I like the way that looks. So got a nice little push up, came back down, wick down. So I think looking at the 1 minute and the 5 minute, 5 minute looks like we are favoring that upside. So we're gonna let this thing ride and see if we can get a push all the way up into the zone. That would be kind of the idea. We would need it to break above this previous candle and then break out. Let's see this thing work. All right, see if we can get this thing to bust out of here. Is it gonna break? If we get a break, we'll look to. Oh, here we go. Let's see. So we got a little pullback here. So we'll see if it's gonna stay in there. Dude, look at that. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. See how this candle finishes? This one has 2 minutes left to finish. See if it stays here, we may be in trouble. Or not trouble, that's not really fair to say. Uh, our long position may not be valid, but if we can, if the buyers can win out this candle, then we'll be good. So let things work. Again, this is all about being patient. The only thing that can help you make money is time in this game. Just be patient. And if, like I said, so if we can win this candle, all right. So that's a green candle. That's a little spinning, like a spinning top. So that means that things can either go, it can go either way right now. It can shoot out or it can fall. So gotta wait. Again, if it looks like it breaks above, if we can get it to hit above this level here, this original wick, then we'll look at sizing in, getting into a bigger position as we see this thing, let this thing run. So again, this is all about patience, just letting things work, see if what this thing wants to do. Obviously, this is a nice little level of resistance, so we need to break it, stay above it, and close above it. And then that means that's a pretty good sign that we will be good for the push to the upside a little bit longer. So let's see what this thing does. Break that resistance. So let things work, work, work. Who knows? This thing could just like we could just see this thing completely retrace from yesterday, which would be probably, like I said, wouldn't be the craziest thing we've ever seen. Could have been just a good way for everybody, all the big dogs, to kind of reposition themselves and get in. Okay, so buying in, let this thing cook a little bit more. We're in two contracts. We're working, we're working, we're working. See if this thing keeps going. I like the way that looks. We should be good. Don't want to get too greedy though. Let's just be patient, let things work. Nice little push out. Patience, patience, patience. Let the Bulls win. So right now it seems like there's like a small little tassel between Bulls and Bears going on right now. Bulls want to push the price up. Bears want to hold it down. Just trying to figure out who's winning. So far, the Bulls have been winning, and see if now it's like kind of determining on who's going to continue winning, who's going to be the one to hold the reins for this initial move. Another good thing is if we get into this zone, that means it should fill the zone as well. So we'll probably go touch up here and at least touch this green this green trend line. I don't know where that trend line came from, but all right. So we're gonna wait, wait. We're gonna bid in so we can get our best price in for a third contract. Let's see. A bid in now. Let things work. There we go. Let's see how this thing. Very beautiful candle. Beautiful candle right there. We are currently back into the green overall. Let this thing work. What we want to see is this thing get back into the zone here. See if this candle will do it for us. Kind of working down, working down. Let's let this thing work. MACD straight up, so we're going straight up, so that's still good. And then our RSI is approaching the sold overbought, so it looks like we got plenty of room for things to move up. Keep things working. So right now we're gonna stay in three contracts. If we get into this zone, we'll go into a fourth contract so we can to play the zone fill. Let's get this thing to fill the zone here. Again, we're staying with three contracts. If we get into the zone, like I said, I want to see this in the zone, or at least approaching it. Here we go. Wait, 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 wait. Patience. Don't want to get too aggressive. I want to get a feeling that this thing is taking another big green candle into that zone. All right, same thing. Bears and Bulls are tasseling it out, trying to figure out who wants to keep where the market's going to keep going. Since we broke this out, I still feel pretty good about it. We got to break above the trend line, break above our resistance, and now it's again deciding how far the Bears are going to let this thing run. Nice little pullback. We got 2 minutes for this candle to finish, so we'll see what this candle does, how it affects our indicators too. This could be the end. It could be the end of this run before seeing a pullback. What we don't want to lose our profits here. Hold strong, hold strong, hold strong. Let's see what this thing does. Um, it could potentially come and retest this line, which it looks like is what it's about to do. Hold strong. Let's see if we can. Oh, we're okay. We're all good. We don't want is this to get away from us because we don't want to lose. We're gonna get a wick back up. We're gonna get a wick. See what this thing does. Is it gonna retrace or we're gonna fall? See if we can get a. That could have been a nice pullback opportunity. So let's see if this thing pushes back up. That could have been the pullback that we are kind of expecting. Not uncommon. When obviously you get three nice big candles, a little red candle to pull it back, and then let's see what this candle does. Let it work. Let it work. Let it work. We're so close to the zone. I feel like we should get into the zone. So I should actually need to also notate the spread. 5, or uh, average down 5225.75 times three contracts. Still working. Everyone cares when he cries. Hold it. Hold it. We're in heavier right now, so we really need this thing to wake up off this line here. Hold. Hold. Come on, baby. Hold on. Hold strong. Wake back up. There we go. Wake back up. Hold above the line here. Hold strong, hold strong. Come on, hold on. Pull back up. Hold it, hold strong, hold strong, hold strong. Baby, wake right back up. Mhm. Gotta stay patient and wait. Let things work. Got less than a minute till this candle closes. If we can close above this line, we should be good. Come on, close above it. Keep working. All right, so we did get a close above, so we stayed above the level of what would going to be considered now a level of support if it's obviously if it holds. So we need to see a nice little pull, like some buying pressure coming in right now for us to go green here. We are green. Let's see if that was if that was just bears taking over or if that was just a pullback. Come on, baby. Work for me, work for me, work for me. Get in that zone, man. Get in that zone. We need to break into the zone, ladies and gentlemen. For now, we're just going to stay in three contracts, not going to push the pressure here. If we can get a break above this level, we are in the zone and we're with three contracts and we should hit a pretty solid profit here. Come on, baby. Do it for me. 21. Do something for me. Here we go. Here we go. Need to break here. Essentially, if it breaks this level, the top of this wick here, I mean we should be fully golden to fill that zone next. See what we can do. Oh my! Ooh 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 ooh. Should we close with that wick? That is a hard wick right there. Uh, all right. Back to the downside action. Oh shoot! Dang it! What the freak, man? Well, that goes to show you how quickly things can go against you. And wow, that's upsetting. That's okay. Dang it! Oh! It's gonna come right back up. That was our worst day yet. Shit happens. Dang it. It's upsetting. That's how quickly it can get away from you. But that's part of the game here. And look, it's gonna come all the way back up too. Frick, man. But you know what? It's days like this that are the most important. Why? Because if this didn't happen, you wouldn't have learned. And so I had a couple opportunities to take profit, couldn't quite get to the zone. I should have just locked in the profit like I usually do. So today was a little bit different. I don't know why. That's just part of the trading game. Unfortunately, shit just happens. That's about what it comes up to. So we took another loss, hit our stop loss, and I guess you know what, let me write this stuff down first, and we'll go full recap on this. And look at this thing. Ah! This is why the stock market is just like absolutely just. This is why it's a love hate relationship for this exact reason. It freaking whipped all the way back up, and it probably is going to keep going. That's exactly what it's going to do. It's going to keep going. I'm mad at myself. I'm not mad at the market. The market has no emotions. I'm mad at myself because I had an opportunity to take profit up here. Could have just called it a day, at least taken that trade, and then waited for another opportunity. I think we were up. I think at this top we were up like $500 on the account. Jeez. Ah. And now we can't trade because we hit our stop loss, which is something we didn't write down in our trading plan beforehand, like we did the last 2 days. Anyways, so unfortunate. Hit $1,000 stop for day. Dang it! We were so. Oh, that's so frustrating. Okay, so full recap on what just happened. Um, we hit our stop loss. So our first trade, or I need to put in here. So first trade, we went long, and wow. So the first, I can't believe. Oh my gosh, I'm just. So first trade, we went long. Things started kind of going against us. We got antsy. We closed this position, and things ended up going back in our favor. If we would have just held it, we would have been fine. But we were trying to stick to our trading plan. And trade number two, we had an opportunity to and look at this thing. It's going to go right back up. Oh, stupid, 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 stupid. And it's going to break into the zone. It's going to do what we said it's going to do, but it's too late. It's too late. It's too late. It's too freaking late. Look at this thing go. It's gonna break. It's gonna break above. And it's gonna go into the zone. So it stopped us out, and now it's gonna break out. That is frustrating. That is absolutely frustrating. That is, I can't even look at this anymore. Can't even look at this anymore. Long story short, couple things. I don't know. I mean, good decisions, bad decisions. This literally just shows you that the difference between uh, making a decision and not making, or indecision and making a decision to close out profits when you see them. That's pretty much the thing that we didn't do. I guess on the first trade, we could have stayed a little bit more patient because we were only in on one contract. So we could have stayed patient and uh, waited for all that. Actually, we had two contracts, I think. Um, but we could, no, we had one contract. Why did, we must have had two contracts because we, oh no, it is just one. So we had one contract, and we could have just been patient and waited because and see if this thing would have broke. So that would have been the first thing. Is we just weren't 100% patient on the first trade. I think if we would have been patient on the first trade and let it work, hindsight 2020, we would have been perfectly fine. We would have been super green, and that's about it. So um, patience. So we're gonna do like a post recap. Recap. Was not patient, wasn't patient on first trade. And here's the thing. And so we took a long position because it was setting higher lows on the 1 minute. And that was basically it. That was kind of our main thing is it was setting higher lows. So that was our reasoning for taking that trade. If we waited, trade would have been very good. So this is a situation where like our intuition, our read is kind of like it was we read it right, but we didn't trust our read. We didn't like just again we weren't patient enough to let to see if the trade actually was going to go in our favor. Um because if worst case scenario, we could have traded it if it broke below the MA, the moving averages, or if it broke even if it came down to this line, to this level of support, that would have been like another exit point or take stop loss. And trade number two um, should have taken profit. Taken profit at top of move when we saw first red pullback. So one thing that I know so on previous trades, like the last few days, typically like when we get runs like this, we run, and then we size in, and as soon as we see red or like see a red candle, we close. Like we lock in the profit. That way we can lock it in, wait for the move to finish, and if it kept going, great, whatever. But at least we locked in our profits. Today we did not do that, and that is exactly why we got stopped out. And that's one check mark off. Another thing is another check mark that we had that we didn't really pay. We we went against our rules. Our game plan was maximum loss was $500. Like that's the most we want to lose because it keeps us in the game and keeps us from giving back everything that we've made. Uh, so our max loss was $500, and that first trade put us $200 in the hole. And then the as we sized in, that's the thing is like as we sized in to this trade, we had I guess I mean so that's the thing is we should have taken profit on here when we saw the red, and we never would have had our drawdown to our $500 stop loss, which wasn't a stop loss because we didn't put it in. It was a mental stop loss. So big learning point from today is you got to stick to your game plan. Number one, trust your gut, trust your intuition. Number two, stay patient, and number three, trust your stop loss or stick to your stop loss because again, even if on trade number one, if we would have had in mind, okay, we know where our stop loss is. We know the maximum we can lose on this trade is $500. Um, and honestly, because we're only in one, or I think we were in one contract or two, I think we were in one contract. Uh, if we would have waited and uh, we never would have hit our stop loss, and things would have gone into our favor, and we would have had the trade we needed for the day to lock in our profits. Really, um, so stick to the game plan, be patient, take profits, and you won't do what I just did. But that's also why I wanted to live stream this stuff because I want, like, personally, I want to show everybody like the actual ins and outs of it. I don't really care about like I, a lot of people have courses and stuff like that. I don't know if I really care to do all that. But I do, I just want to show people like the actual ins and outs of trading. And what better way to do that than live? Actually seeing me submit trades, enter trades, lose money, make money. Um, and that's pretty much the name of the game. So this is obviously going to be a much shorter live stream because we ended up not doing as great. Hopefully in the future we can have the same situation where it's a shorter live stream, but we make the money a lot faster. Um, so that is unfortunate though. That puts us in the hole 1,000, which sucks because that basically just with the TopStep trading account, um, it's like a trailing 2,000. So since we were up 2,000, like since we have one losing day today, so on Monday, like if we lose 1,000, we lose the account. Like we failed it. Um, so that's part again. That's also why we didn't want to do the $1,000 stop loss. We didn't want to even mess with it. But unfortunately, that's just the way things go. Um, so which we're not bad. We still, so basically we just have to make up some room. Um, on Monday. Uh, keep these notes. Oh god, keep these notes in mind. We're basically back to where we got to make $2,000, and it's basically the same scenario. Just do our best to get as close to $1,500 as possible. Like so, on Monday that'll be our goal. On Monday it'll be our goal to like try to get as close to $1,500 as possible. That way we can go into Tuesday and finish the challenge. Hopefully, that'd be the goal. So that's one thing. I wish again, everything's hindsight. Hindsight's 2020, right? I wish I would have wrote in my notes in the beginning, just hey, just take your profits. That's what we need to do. What did we learn from today? Let's see. Post market. Take profits. Don't be greedy. We lost with great opportunities to take profit. I'm pretty sure at the top, okay, at the top we had like, I think when we hit here with three contracts, we were up, I think like, again, like 500, $600. So I should, like, literally the difference between me making that trade and not making a trade is me literally just clicking this button, close. And we would have been at $600. We would have been $275 away. That's frustrating. So frustrating. That's okay. It's part of the game. It's part of it. It's going to happen, which is fine. And one thing, I'm telling myself this because I want everybody else to see to kind of think this way too when it comes to trading. Just because I lost today, just because I hit my stop loss, does not mean it's going to dictate how my day goes today. That's one of my problems that I've had in the past with trading is when I win, I'm like, yeah, yeah, we won. Walk around. Of course, you're gonna walk around a little like a little chest up and everything. And but when you lose, like I have a tendency to kind of just close in, right? So we're not gonna do that because what we want to do is condition ourselves to understand that losing is okay. It's going to happen. It's part of trading. It's if you had 100% win rate, you're a liar. Straight facts. Like if you have say you have 100% win rate, you're a liar. Right now, but that again, I love this because it shows that how quickly things can turn around on you. And but it also shows that having tenacity. And on Monday, we're gonna hop back in, or tenacity and discipline, I guess you could say. We're gonna have the discipline. Like we can't trade. We're done. We hit our $1,000 stop loss. Um, and now we're gonna go enjoy the day. We're gonna go have some fun, enjoy the day, and not let this affect us. Because again, this stuff does happen. It's part of the game. It's part of trading. It's going to happen. Um, but other than that, I think that's about it. Hope you guys are enjoying these streams. This was day number 3. We're not going to trade on Sunday. Technically, the market does reopen on Sunday for futures. We're not going to do that. So we're going to wait on Monday. So we'll be back in action for day number 4 on Monday. Hope you guys are enjoying these live streams. If you are, please like this video, hit the subscribe button, and leave some comments down below. Other than that, hope you guys have a wonderful Friday.